Hey everyone, James Reeves with TFBTV, and you're watching TFBTV, not really, but kind of. This is TFBTV Show Time. This is our channel that's going to be dedicated only to covering gun shows, like TriggerCon, like NRAM, and like in a couple of weeks, well not even, like a week from today, SHOT Show. So if this is your first time here, whether or not you're a TFBTV subscriber, do us a favor and subscribe to TFBTV Showtime below. You're going to get live and up-to-the-minute videos from SHOT Show and all the major shows throughout the year. I decided to make a little preview, a little hype video for you guys as a way to say thank you. Kind of a crappy way of saying thank you, a TFBTV video, but you know, I do what I can. We are going to be talking about the 6 hottest guns of SHOT Show ever. And by hottest, I mean most popular TFBTV videos. By guns, I mean things that may or may not be guns, but they're kind of guns and they're showing them off at SHOT Show. And by ever, I mean since the channel started in January 20th, 2015. So, a little bit misleading of a title, but if I'd gone back and made it the 6 most popular TFBTV videos from 2015 to 2020 for things from SHOT Show that may or may not be guns, I'm not sure I would have had enough characters. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Couple of fun facts. All of these videos, all of our most popular SHOT Show items have been from 2017 or 2019. So I guess 2015, 2016, and 2018 just totally sucked. Half of these videos produced by my dog, my Canadian dog, Edward. Ed O, if you guys old school TFBTV viewers remember Ed, he probably left in 2017 when he had to move to Ireland. I miss that guy dearly. Ed, if you're watching this, baby, come back. Let's roll into number 6. You guys are probably sick and tired of me talking about the yeet cannon. Everybody talking about the yeet cannon. Funny, it was mematic, if you will, where you had High Point, known for making reliable but lower end on like the build quality scale guns. I mean, essentially they're like plastic and pop metal, but we still love them and they still make reliable guns. And they decided to upgrade to like this tactical model. That was the biggest video, well, second biggest video from SHOT Show last year. We got Dave from High Point to actually come to my hotel room and show us the new yeet cannon.
It doesn't entirely have a name yet. I mean, so we'll say right now it's the new C9. C9 is obviously our flagship 9mm pistol that we've been doing for 20 years at this point in its current state. But this guy now, we're kind of giving a total 21st century update on it, from the slide design rather than the rounded, curvature of the whole slide. Now get a little more angular, kind of more modern, modern design to it. Front and rear slide serrations. We'll have a model with a threaded barrel. We'll probably offer it without threaded barrel as well. It's not entirely sure known yet. The rear sight base, we're extending the rear sight base out so you can actually have a Picatinny rail adapter drop into it. So if you want to mount a red dot on the slide, you can do that. We've added a backstrap safety. This is a one piece. You can go from the rounded to turn, pull it out, flip it around to a flat, so you can change your grip angle a little bit. Ambidextrous magazine release now on it. Going back forward a little bit, we'll jump to is standard accessory rail. Right now the High Points, the 380 and the 9, have 0 accessory rails whatsoever. Right. We're doing a double stack to a single stack magazine. You can pull the magazine out, which it still is all 3D printed. So it's still going to use your typical C9 receiver, but this rate, being the flush fit mag going double to single, will hold 10 rounds in a flush mag. So
the thing was like a giant meme and everybody loved it. The video got a ton of traffic. We're talking 163,000 views. That's great for a SHOT Show video. Bear in mind, we do 100 videos at every SHOT Show every year, give or take. And to get more than like 30 or 40,000 views a video is awesome. But as much as you guys shit talk the old yeet cannon and High Point, y'all ate up this video, and that's why it's number 6. Moving on to number 5. I had to rewatch this video because I had no idea what the DRD Aptus was. That video was from 2017 and it got 223,000 views. It's more or less like a takedownable AR-15.
This has an AR-15 bolt, but it's using a proprietary bolt carrier group. Cotter pin and cam pin are the same as an AR. Barrel is the same as an AR. Gas tube is the same as an AR, so it's still direct impingement. There's no piston here, but we have got a side charging handle because we don't have to go into the rear anymore, which allows us to have a folding stock like the ACR stock we've got on. So what happens to collapse this down is we do this throw lever on the handguard. The handguard comes off. You've got a collet over the barrel that unthreads. Barrel comes out, fold the stock, and the whole thing is folded up into a little square space. You can stack that on top of each other into a pack or something like that.
So that's more quality footage from my Maple Leaf bro, Edward O. And I mean, I don't know why this was so popular. Maybe you guys tell me in the comments. It's just another kind of takedown collapsible AR-15. I think Deadfoot Arms has done one. It seems like every year there's one of these, and I would have bet my house that this video wouldn't have gotten more than 10 or 15,000 views, and I would have been homeless, which means I would have owned a CZ Scorpion. And now to number 4. God, I remember this. This is no surprise at all. That is the Hudson H9 with 237,000 views in 2017. I remember what a big splash that was at that show. Everybody lost their minds over the Hudson H9. The Hudson H9, if you guys remember, it's like a 1911 style lower bore axis. They sunk down the recoil assembly so they could sink the gun down and give it a lower bore axis. I reviewed it. I thought it shot very well. It has an excellent trigger. Striker fired, feels like a 1911. Trigger a little bit like a high-end Glock. Cool looking gun, shoots really well, but unfortunately, Hudson went out of business. That's a shame because I thought that this was an especially kick-ass gun. Cy Hudson, super cool dude. So they weren't at SHOT Show last year where their booth was supposed to be. Somebody left a "we'll miss you" card, or like "we'll be missing you," and a teddy bear. And it was just sitting there in the blank space where the Hudson booth used to be. So kind of a shame, but I remember when it first came out, and Hudson was in what I call the basement or the dungeon of SHOT Show. You guys that have been to SHOT Show know what I'm talking about. You kind of go down, there are like these little escalators, and it's like you have to go through like the third stall in the men's room to find the little escalator that goes down there, and it's low ceilings, not nearly as glamorous as the main show floor, all concrete. Kind of feels a little bit like a prison, a nice prison, but a little bit like a prison. And there were like 4 bodies deep, 5 bodies deep around this one booth. And I was like, what the hell is that? Lo and behold, it was for the Hudson H9 that we had shot just the day before at range day. So in any event, this is one that I remember, and this is not surprising to me. I thought this was actually going to be a little bit higher in the list because I remember there being such a frenzy about the Hudson H9, which is unfortunately no longer. Number 3 from 2017 with almost 300,000 views, it is the Keltec KS7. The Keltec KS7 was basically a single tube KSG. Came from Keltec, and just like Keltec, pretty innovative, neat little gun, bullpup design, thinner and a lot lighter than the Keltec KSG, which has the side-by-side tubes. So you've got less capacity, but it's a lot more svelte gun. It was attracting a lot of favorable comparisons to like the Pulse rifle from Aliens. Cool looking gun. That carry handle is really neat. Stephen Canty actually got to go to Keltec. They had a little event in Wyoming, run the shit out of this gun, shoot it before the show. And they said, hey, we'll let you shoot this gun, record this video before the show, and you get to run it at the show. And you guys ate it up. You guys watched it a lot. I would have said for absolute certain that a Keltec gun would have been on this list because it seems like they unveil something weird, you know, like some weird twisted Keltec Franken gun, you know, like they're always coming up with these really weird, unique designs, and some of them are hits, some of them are misses, but you guys always watch those videos whenever we interview the guys from Keltec at SHOT Show, so this is unsurprising. You know, whatever, KS7. Now to number 2, another Edward O joint from 2017 with 310,000 views, the Taser Pulse.
So this is the Taser Pulse. This is our newest model at Taser International. It is designed for the civilian, and it's another use of force option for anybody who's self-defense minded. It's used the same technology that all of our law enforcement weapons use, yet designed specifically for everyday people to carry every day, and whatever's best for them. It's
kind of a gun, right? I mean, it's a stun gun. It looks like a pistol. It's shaped like a pistol, but it's not a pistol. It's not really a gun. So we're going to let this one stay on the list anyways because, I mean, it is a stun gun, and it is the second most watched TFBTV SHOT Show video of all time. So I guess it's got to be on there. 310,000 views. Whew. I don't know what the deal is. I truly don't know what the deal is. I don't know why this video got 310,000 views. I mean, this thing's kind of cool, right? I love that video. 2 minutes long, to the point, great cinematography and videography by Edward, great commentary, and surprise, surprise, featuring the 2 TFBTV personalities, the only 2, who've been invited to Neverland Ranch. You know those guys got carded everywhere they went in Las Vegas. I bet poor old Ed Bordeaux and this guy from Taser, every time they try to go to their hotel room and they have to walk through the casino floor, they'd have security on them, being like, hey, do you know where your dad is, buddy? Where you headed? So whatever it is, I'm all for hearing your theories as to why this is the number 2 gun, but there it is. Speaking of Edward O, slaying it. He's responsible for half these videos, including the number 1, and that is the Seymour M26 shotgun.
And this is something that sees deployment with the U.S. Army. It's a very unusual 12-gauge design. We've got Ira with us from Seymour. Can you talk to me a little bit about the history of where this gun came from?
Yeah, it started originally back in 1999 as an Act II development project. And at that point in time, there was an unmet requirement by the Army. It was an operations requirement document, an ORD, that was signed in 1997 by General Ernst.
Okay.
And we had an opportunity to make a proposal that we could actually meet the ORD. Picatinny Arsenal at that point in time had done a whole study and said nobody could make a shotgun that would do X, Y, and Z. So we designed this shotgun to do what was in the ORD. And the original version was an underbarrel shotgun that would mount under the M4 and mount under the M16.
513,000 views. What the fuck? The Seymour M26 under the barrel shotgun. This is a gun, but it's really an accessory. It's more of an accessory. And I don't understand why this was. I wonder if this is the guy, by the way, in this video that Ed said, oh, this guy's my dad. You can let us in the strip club now, sir. But I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why it got so many views and so many more views than the next video. So this one got over 500,000. Video number 2 is just a little over 300,000. Anytime you see a disparity like that, the answer is always video games. Now, I don't have any proof that video games caused this, but usually some weird gun from a video game, and then that will make its way over to YouTube, and people will be searching for it, and they'll find it. So I was told that this gun was on Battlefield. That's the only plausible explanation to me, is that this gun was featured on Battlefield. I'm not saying that it's not cool. I'm just saying it's definitely not the coolest gun that we've ever looked at in SHOT Show, but for whatever reason, it's number 1. You know who else is number 1? You guys. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. We're looking forward to bringing you SHOT Show coverage on TFBTV Showtime. It is going to be our first show with this channel. We've already got, at the time of filming, around 15,000 subscribers. I hope we're at like well over 100,000 by the end of the show, but we will see. Thanks a ton for your support. Thank you to Ventura Munitions and Blue Alpha Gear. Guys, I'm gonna see you in a week. Take care.